Hi there. Is Verge going to $1 in 2018? Nah, it's going to $10. Nah, bro, it's going to the moon. Right, today, guys, we're going to be reviewing a privacy coin, Verge. I'm a big fan of privacy coins, and in 2018, I think privacy coins could have massive gains. With all the regulations in China, in America, I think we could see money flooding into the privacy coins. So it is good to diversify into the privacy coins. But there are quite a few privacy coins. So which one is the best to invest in? Today I'll be reviewing Verge. Just few things to add before I get into this video. This video is going to be based more on the technological side of things and the actual usage and where I see Verge going, rather than a complete speculative video. There are thousands of videos and articles on YouTube and posts, people saying Verge is going to $10 and $15 is going to $50. I've even seen some posts, people just completely just speculating without understanding what Verge is, what the technology is. So this video will be slightly longer. I'll explain what Verge is and go into detail of the technology to my understanding, and I'll give a price prediction at the end, and the price prediction I'll take into consideration the market cap, competitors, strengths and weaknesses. So I'll take everything into consideration and make a price prediction presentation at the end of the video. So guys, what is Verge? Verge is a secure and anonymous cryptocurrency built with a focus on privacy. Verge is quite similar to the Bitcoin blockchain, but it improves on some of the aspects of privacy, and they also claim they're quicker and more efficient. The mission statement is very bold and optimistic, but you always need to have a very bold and optimistic mission statement. They just need to work now to deliver on some of the objectives that they have. It's completely anonymous and privacy focused, like I've said, and two of the networks that they use is Tor and I2P, which hides the IP addresses, which makes it very secure and private. It's not a normal and standard company, guys. It wasn't funded through an ICO. It's a development, and its marketing is supported by the members and the community, and that's something that I really like about Verge, is the people and the developers that are at the core of the product. It's not an ICO funded privately owned company. The transactions are very quick. I've tested it. It is very quick. So again, that's a big positive. Is it ready for mass adoption? Verge is a very popular coin. A lot of people talk about it on Twitter and Reddit, and it sort of is present on most of the important exchanges, the major popular exchanges. So it has got the access and the network to have mass adoption, but they need to deliver on some of their objectives to be able to allow mass adoption. It is decentralized and open source, like I've said before, and the main positive for me on Verge is the active development team with many contributors. They're always working to improve their technology, do upgrades and iron out bugs and issues with the system. Black paper, I'm not going to go into detail of black paper. I have read it, and according to my research, I would say it looks like a solid project. It is a good technology. Few concerns was that their marketing team was very big compared to some of the other coins I've seen. So I'd rather have people working on the technology than have massive marketing teams. And there are a few issues with the technology, which I'll talk about later. And also they had some grammatical errors. So on a black paper, on a white paper, you wouldn't expect that. You'd want it to be very clean and clear. So those are the two things that I had some concerns about. And another concern I had was that it was the black paper seems to just come from one person. It wasn't peer-to-peer reviewed, so that could be a small concern as well. But all in all, I would give it a thumbs up, and it looks like a good project to me. Verge, it's on most of the popular exchanges, like I've said before, which is a very big positive, because it gives you the exposure and it gives people the accessibility to buy Verge. It's on Bitmex and Binance, the two main ones that I use. So yes, that's again a big thumbs up for me for Verge. Adoption and usage, this is all I talk about, guys. This is the most important thing for cryptocurrency and any coins. People are using it, and by the look of things, they have got companies that are accepting Verge, so it is a positive. Wallets, guys, it's got their own wallet. This is something I look out for when I'm analyzing coins, and they have got their own wallets, and you can also use it on mobile. So again, it's a positive for Verge. The roadmap is looking interesting. The main thing I'm looking for is the risk smart contracts, which would make Verge the first cryptocurrency, privacy cryptocurrency, to have smart contracts options. So this could be very big for Verge if they can deliver. Developers, I've talked about, this is the thing that I look out for most. Is one of the most important things for me. So this is why the main reason why I like Verge and how the community. Again, they're very popular on social media. You can look it up on Twitter and Reddit. Let's quickly go through this, guys. I've talked about what Verge is, the currency mission statement. It was created in 2014. It started with the name Dogecoin Dark. I'm not sure whether it's a fork of Dogecoin or not. There are some rumors saying it's a fork of Dogecoin, but I'm not confirming that. Again, we've talked about it's not a privately owned company. You can get it on most exchanges. And you can read up on the technical data, on the technical document, and how Verge works on the blockchain technology. It's not pre-mined. The total supply is very high. I'll talk about the total supply when I'm analyzing the price in a bit more detail, but the total supply is very high, and they've got reason for why they think it should be high. It's not an inflationary coin, which is good, because if it's inflationary, the price, it could affect the price in the long run. Transactions are quick. We've talked about risk, that the smart contract functionality, which could be very, very big positive for Verge. You can accept Verge for your company. This is one of my main concerns for Verge, the public ledger. I will talk about it now. So Monero, Verge's biggest competitor, use a private ledger. So if you go on Verge blockchain info, you can see some of the the rich list of Verge, so who owns the most, and if you click on it, you can see some transaction. It's not as visible as Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a lot more visible, so Verge is still private, a lot more private than Bitcoin, but you can still see some of the addresses and hash, and it's still visible. Whereas Monero uses a crypto node protocol where it hides everything. You cannot see any transactions, unlike Verge. So if you compare who's more private, Monero is more private. So that is a big negative for me. I'm giving an honest review, so that could be a black mark for me for Verge, and I'll talk about why that might not be negative, but I think that could be negative, and why they think, and their thoughts on it are, they believe that blockchain should be private. Fair enough, and you should be able to see the coin distribution and how many people own it, and I kind of agree with that, because we should the main reason for blockchain technology is that we can take away power from the governments and the banks. So for us to be able to see who owns it kind of increases the trust. So yeah, I can kind of see where they're coming from. The Wraith protocol, right? This is another technology of them. What this is this allows you to switch from private and public. This is something that I really like. This is one of my favorite features of Verge, because this would allow you, for example, if you're doing business, or if you're buying something, or if you're doing business with someone, then you can use a public ledger. But if you want to give something to your friend, then you can use a private ledger. So it gives you the options. It's all about, this is what cryptocurrency is about, is giving people option. And the Wraith protocol, the technology, allows you to do that. And if we go back to the public ledger, Verge being on the public blockchain, and Monero being on a private blockchain, if Verge wasn't private blockchain, I don't think you'd be able to do this. But with Verge being on a public blockchain, it allows you to switch and also use Tor and I2P to still be private. So this is my understanding. I'm not a coder, but I have got technical background. But if there's someone more experienced who would like to give me their thoughts on it, I welcome it, and please comment below or message me, and we can have a good discussion around it. So this is my thoughts on why being on the public ledger might not be as negative for Verge as it may sound. So that's the Wraith protocol. That's something that I really like. And then why Tor and not VPN? Because you could say we'll just use VPN, but VPN is not as private as Tor. Tor and I2P encrypts all network traffic. Is a lot better than VPN. So we're coming to the end of my analysis for the technology and the blockchain behind Verge. I'll do a quick comparison with their competitors before we move to the next section of this price prediction analysis. So this could be a bit biased. This guy who's written this article seems to love Monero, but he's right in saying that whether Verge is private, in a way, as it's on the public blockchain, it is not private. So he has got a point there. Let's look at this. I think this is a bit better analysis. It talks about the transaction speed, and I have tested it. It is a lot quicker, Verge, compared to Monero and Bitcoin. Transaction capability looks good. Max coin supply is very high. We've talked about I2P and Tor hiding your IP address, so that's something unique about Verge, which is very, very good. Public blockchain, I've talked about it. It's on the public blockchain like Bitcoin, but Monero is not. So if that's something that you like, then you might prefer Monero to Verge. But the Verge allows you more about privacy as well, so that's another positive for Verge. And there are some few other analysis and comparisons that you can look up. So this brings us to an end of the technology analysis section, and now I'm going to talk about something that I don't particularly like talking about. It's talking about rumors, speculation, and news. So let's move on to the next section, guys. So this article, it talks about Verge again. It talks about their technology, why it doesn't use VPN, the structure. So some of the things that we've talked about. It talks again about it's on the public blockchain. It's good that there are people out there writing about Verge. It shows that people know about it. Again, that's a positive. The more news and article you see about a coin, the more hype it's got around it. It's got more visibility and more exposure. So that is always a positive. Verge has got their wallet. If you want to read more about the technology, go look it up. The Wraith technology that we talked about. The history, it came from Dogecoin. The rumors that it's a fork from Dogecoin. And his final thoughts are with, usability, security, and anonymity. They think Verge could be a big coin in 2018. And I tend to agree with it. And I'll give my price prediction at the end, but Verge could, if they deliver on some of the things that they're trying to and get more adoption, Verge could be big. Here you can see their team. This is a big positive for me. They've got many developers and they're always working on improving their technology and improving their blockchain. So this is very important. It talks about public ledger and private ledger again. That is a big talking point for Verge. The Wraith protocol again. So does buying a Verge make sense? Again, there's another article where they talk about maybe investing in Verge could be a good thing. So, and Verge could be one of the coins to watch out for in the new year. And Verge sometimes is misunderstood, and I get a lot of messages on Verge. That's the reason for me doing this price prediction analysis. Verge, even Forbes, a very popular article, have written articles on Verge. Again, all I can say is it's a very big positive that Forbes are writing articles on Verge. If Verge can deliver on their projects, on their technology, they have got the exposure on Twitter, on Reddit, and media to go mainstream, to go very big. So if they can deliver and increase adoption, they have got the exposure to become a lot bigger and price could rise massively. Again, there's another article saying that it could be a good time to buy. They talk about some of the things we've talked about already, about the smart contracts, I2P, and the wallet. This is Verge community on Reddit. It looks really good. Like I've said, there's a lot of people on there. Although one thing compared to Litecoin community where people talk more about the technology, there is a lot of speculation going on, which I didn't particularly like. But it's always good that you've got a popular Reddit community, popular Twitter community. One big thing that they're talking about now is Verge being on BitIndia. If they can get on BitIndia, they've got a massive exposure to the Indian market, which could be a very big positive. again, just look, spend some, if you are interested in Verge, spend some time on the Reddit communities, guys. Verge is quite popular on Twitter as well. You can see there's always people tweeting and talking about Verge. John McAfee, I'll let you make up your mind on John McAfee, but he is massive on on Verge. He's very big on Verge, and I don't know whether he's pumping and dumping it, but he believes in Verge massively, and it's only a positive, I'd say, because a big social influencer is interested in Verge. So if Verge can deliver on their objectives and increase adoption and usage, Verge could be massive in the near future. So right, this brings me an end to the hype and speculation section. Next section I'll talk about I'll give you my price prediction. Right, Verge's current price is 0.05312. So this is where Verge is at now. For it to become $1, it needs to go up by 20 times. That is a massive increase. It's a big percentage. Even in crypto world where we have seen rises like this, it's still very unlikely for it to be able to do that. They're gonna have to deliver on a lot of things. There needs to be speculation. People need to be talking about Verge. It is a possibility, but it is kind of unlikely. And the reason I say that is, let's have a look at the market cap for a few other coins in the top 10. So if you look at the top 10 market cap for Verge to be $1, they would be around 13 billion. So they would be above Cardano and Litecoin. They are very popular coins, and I see them increasing a lot as well. So it is a possibility. So if Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market rises massively, Verge could move up massively and increase their market cap to around 13 billion. But it's a big if. And do I think they'll achieve that in 2018? I don't necessarily think they can, because it's a big jump for them to achieve $1 and be a 13 billion market cap coin. I mean, never say never. I'm not a financial advisor. I have got experience in stocks, in trading, in finance, in technology and marketing. I've got those experience, but I'm not a financial advisor. And my thoughts are, for it to hit $1, it's gonna be very difficult, and I don't see that happening. If there's a massive boom in cryptocurrency in 2018, which I expect there will be a big boom in mid-year, then yes, Verge will rise. I see it probably being around 50 cents or 50 pence, but $1 is a big prediction. Even 50 cent is still 10x. It's still going to be difficult, but they if they deliver on the objectives, if the Wraith protocol is great, if the smart contracts works, and if they can achieve adoption, then I don't see why it can't achieve 50 pence. Now let's answer whether it can reach $10. Right, $10. For it to reach $10, they need to increase by almost 200 times. Their market cap will need to be where Bitcoin is now. Again, guys, even the most optimistic Verge fan should never say it can reach $10, because financially it doesn't really make sense how it can reach $10. Again, anything can happen. People are some of the knowledgeable people a lot smarter than me, are saying Bitcoin could hit 100 grand this year, or even a million. If that happens, yes, it could necessarily go close to it, but as it's got such a massive supply, for it to hit $10, the market cap would need to be same as what Bitcoin is now. So I don't see it happening in 2018. I don't see it happening in even 2020. It could take years for it to do it, and for it to do it, they'll need to deliver on. They need to come up with something out of this world, a revolutionary technology that changes the world, and it would need massive mass adoption for it to be able to do that. So I don't see it happening. $1 is a possibility, but it's unlikely in 2018, because they would need to have mass adoption for it. Right guys, thank you very much for watching this video guys. I know it's been a long one, but I hope you find it informative. I've gone into detail of what Verge is, some of the news and speculation around it, and where it can go in the future. I would love to hear your thoughts guys. Do you think Verge could hit $1? Where do you see Verge going in the next few months to a year? I would love to hear your thoughts on it, so please comment below your thoughts. If you've enjoyed this video guys, please smash that like button, share it with your friends, and if you want to see many more content like this, subscribe to my channel. If there's a particular video you'd like me to do, message me on social media, message me on Twitter, and I will try my best to bring you the best quality video on cryptocurrency and crypto news. So thank you very much for watching guys, and I'll see you soon.